Y'all ready for the purpose talk? Because my dad kind of reminded me of Jesus. Like, how in the world are you complaining about pain that you have inflicted on yourself because you were disobedient? Hello, everybody. Welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no games inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the corner. Hey, CC crew. Hey, CC crew. Hey, crew. I already know you guys. I can hear y'all cussing me out a mile away. Like, Candace, where the heck have you been at? You haven't made a video in 2 weeks, maybe 3. Candace, what you been doing? Why? Okay, everybody, let's relax. Let me tell y'all where I've been at. I've been in my business. That's where I've been at. No, I'm just kidding. I have been working on a lot of different things, a lot of different projects, you guys. So I haven't really been able to create as much as I would want to. Also, with the way America was going, with us being in episode 59 of the Hunger Games, I didn't have any creativity in me. Y'all, I have been trying. I tried to make a video 2 weeks ago just to like let y'all know I was alive, and it wouldn't flow out. I was so angry. I tried to make a video last week, a mukbang, like expressing how I was feeling. Couldn't do it either. It just wasn't flowing the way I needed it to flow. So I just decided that it was best for me not to get in my corner. Okay? So I didn't want to talk about what was going on in America because I couldn't do it without getting emotional. So we're going to change the subject and we're going to get right into this purpose talk. Here comes your purpose talk. Okay, so about 2.5 weeks ago, I started having pain on the right side of my mouth. It wasn't terrible, but it was uncomfortable. So I couldn't really chew on the right side of my mouth. So I was like, oh, let me just chew on the left side. We'll be all right. Okay, so a day went by and I was still in a little bit of pain. And the next day went by and I was in more pain. But I started taking a little bit of ibuprofen. And, you know, the pain would go, it would be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 7, okay? Well, later that night, my mouth was like in excruciating pain to the point that I was up every hour on the hour. I couldn't sleep. My nerves were going off in my mouth. And I was in excruciating pain. It was so bad that I was like rinsing my mouth with hydrogen peroxide. I was trying to do the salt water technique. I had taken 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. Nothing was working. So what ended up happening was I had to sleep with an ice pack over my face. So the next day I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to the dentist. I need to see what's going on in my mouth. Of course, I had Googled myself and it already said I had 30 seconds to live. So there was that. So I went to the dentist. I tell them that I'm in excruciating pain. They begin to like hit on my different teeth to figure out what's going on. As they're hitting my teeth, of course, I'm screaming and I'm kind of crying because it's my tooth is frustrated. Like, I am literally frustrated. My tooth, my nerves, my gums on the right side of my mouth have had enough. So the dentist is like, okay, well, I can't really figure out what's going on, so we're gonna bring in a specialist. I'm like, okay, cool. So she brings in the specialist. The specialist begins to do the same exact thing. She begins to bang on my teeth with different like tools, and she's like, okay, I think you need a root canal. And I'm like, okay. Well, Google kind of told me that a little bit. Now here's the thing. I had gotten work done on the left side of my mouth, and they told me that there was a possibility that I may need a root canal on the left side of my mouth. Nothing about the right. So everybody in the room was trying to figure out why the heck the right side of my mouth was not functioning right. They're looking at the x-rays. They're like, no, it definitely says the left side of her mouth should be the part that's having the damage. Why is the right side of her mouth having the damage? So they're trying to figure this out. The more they try to figure it out, the more I'm sitting in pain. So they begin to give me drugs, the good stuff, and they begin to numb me up. They're like, okay, hey, so we're gonna have to perform a root canal today. You shouldn't feel anything because I'm gonna numb you up. So the doctor gives me 2 shots and she's ready to do my root canal. Here's the thing, guys, I was not numb. I could feel everything. And she's like, oh my God, take it out. So then she gives me like 5 more shots and she's like, all right, let's go for round 2. Still could feel it. So she takes it out and she gives me more and more and more Novocaine. So basically at this point, I've had over 13 shots of Novocaine in my mouth just so they could get to the nerve of what was going on. So they give me the root canal. And they're like, hey, you're pretty much gonna be numb for the rest of the day. Like, at this point, you can drive, but I don't suggest you like do anything. I just suggest you lay down because you're gonna be numb till about 6 o'clock tonight. And then even when you're not numb, you're gonna be highly medicated. Like, you need to take this ibuprofen every 6 hours. If the medicine wears off and you didn't take any, you're gonna be in excruciating pain. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm in pain, you know. I tell my parents, you know, of course my dad and my mom are checking on me. So I call my dad because I'm such a daddy's girl. And I'm like, hey, Dad, this is what happened. Da, 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 da. He said, let me ask you a question. Have you been wearing your mouth guard, Candace? So before I had the root canal, the dentist said it was important that I wear my mouth guard when I sleep because I am locking my jaw and my teeth, putting a lot of pressure on my molars. What happened was, guys, my tooth broke. Like, your teeth are like glass, and eventually they shatter and they have to be they could be fractured or broken. That's what happened. So my dad was like, have you been wearing your mouth guard? And I was like, oh no, I kind of stopped wearing that like 6 to 8 months ago. He was like, so did you break your own tooth because you didn't do what you were supposed to do? Y'all ready for the purpose talk? Because my dad kind of reminded me of Jesus. Like, how in the world are you complaining about pain that you have inflicted on yourself because you were disobedient? See, a lot of us be like, God, I really need help and you're not helping me and this is really paining me. And like, but God was like, wait a minute. I gave you tools and resources. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. Now I'm the reason you're in pain. You can't blame God if you were disobedient. Like, a lot of us are literally reaping the benefits of our own actions. Let me say it again. There are consequences for your actions, okay? A lot of us are in these bad places because we've sown bad seeds. If you don't like what you're getting, let's check the seed that you've sown. Like, you can't blame God if you were disobedient and didn't do what he asked you to do. You're gonna reap disobedience every single time. So, of course, my mouth was in pain, but I was in pain because I was disobedient. So, of course, I was like, oh, man, Dad, you're right. And so, of course, the Lord began to work on me again because he was just like, well, sweetheart, I gave you a mouth guard that literally cost me like $200. And you use the mouth guard for all of like 6 months. Not gonna lie. I've had this mouth guard for like 3 years. And I've used it all of maybe like 6 to 7 months, right? And I just stopped because I was like, there was no point. And you cannot stop. Listen, hear me. You cannot stop listening to God for instruction because you feel like it's no longer necessary. Like, a lot of us listened to God's first instruction, we moved, and then we didn't come back for any more instruction. So now you're stuck in a place that he never designed you to be in. You're stuck in a location that he never wanted for you because you wouldn't go back for instruction. You have to keep going back for instruction. You have to keep being obedient. You have to keep trying to hear his voice, or you're going to cause yourself pain. You're going to cause your own heartache. Like, a lot of us, let's be real here. A lot of us aren't heartbroken because of people. A lot of us aren't sad because of people. Now, be clear, there are some times where we're hurt and we're damaged because of people, but a lot of us aren't out here hurt and damaged because of people. We're out here hurt and damaged because we were disobedient and now we're reaping the consequences of our own actions. Like, how can you expect God to bless you when you were disobedient? How do you expect God to bless what he did not ordain? Like, y'all really be like, God, I want you to help me get $10,000. God be like, yeah, but you lazy. So you want me to bless a hustle you don't even have? We be wanting God to work miracles like he's a magician, and he just be like, yeah, I'm just waiting on you to use the tools I gave you. I'm just waiting on you to listen to the last instruction I gave you. I'm just waiting for you to go back and get it right. I'm just waiting for you to apologize. Who's to blame if your life doesn't go the way you planned? Is it really God or is it you? Check your seeds. Like a lot of us are reaping what we have sown. Like, a lot of us have been out here manipulating, being disobedient. We've been harmful to other people. And you think that because you did this a while ago, you weren't going to reap what you sowed? No, you're always going to reap. It may not be today, but it'll be tomorrow or the next day. Like, you can't blame God for pain that you have inflicted on yourself. It's like, for example, it's like when you go outside, right? Like when a kid's learning how to ride a bike. What do we put on them? Knee pads, elbow pads, a helmet. We put all these different things on them to protect them from hurting themselves, right? Now, if I have a toddler and she decides that she wants to go get on her bike without the protective gear and she did not let me know and she hurts herself, who's to blame, me or her? Her, because she wasn't obedient and she didn't come let me know. She caused her own harm. A lot of us are like toddlers. We're going out here, we're making decisions without consulting God. We're not using any of the protection or wisdom that he gave us or instructed us to use. Now we're falling off our bikes, we're falling off our scooters, our elbows are damaged, our hearts are broken, we got scrapes and bruises in places we never thought we would have, all because we didn't want to use the protection God gave us, all because we didn't want to be obedient, all because we didn't want to listen to his voice. It's heavy, huh? But it's all right. Yeah, that's literally how I got smacked up across my face. So that's the other reason why I haven't been in here. I want you guys to understand that although we are quarantined, although we're locked in shelters and different places and whatever else, you still got to be obedient, because when you get out of here, there's places that God has ordained for you to go. Like, you got to be obedient even in this quarantine season, because there's things that God needs you to do. Can't do it if you're in pain. I literally had to stop. I could not do anything because my mouth was I was in so much pain, right? But I can't even be mad at the doctors. I'm mad at myself, because I could have prevented the pain had I just worn my mouth guard. I could have prevented all of the $500 bill that I have to pay if I would have worn my mouth guard. See, it's gonna cost me later. Like, the disobedience is costing me now. It's costing me now. Like, if I would have just worn the mouth guard, if I would have just did what the dentist said, I would not be owing them $538 in 2 days. Like, and they're exactly. It was a bad decision. A lot of us are making bad decisions. A lot of us are doing things that are costing us later. You got to be obedient now. You got to obey today so that you can save the future. You got to do what God called you to do today so that tomorrow your future doesn't suffer. Like, somebody relies on your obedience. Also remember that. Okay, guys, so that's it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I love y'all so much. We'll be back in the corner. I do want you guys to see some things that I'm working on, so I'm really excited about it. So we'll be back in the corner probably, I don't want to say like next week because I got a lot going on. I do have a vlog because I'm going on a trip. I have a vlog coming up, so we'll definitely have some vlogs, some stuff going on. I'm going to really be on my content grind in July. Just let me get through June. But I love y'all so much. You know where to find me at on Instagram, Facebook. Don't follow me on, excuse me, just Instagram. Just Instagram. Oh, and TikTok. I have a TikTok. It's C_international. So if you're looking for me, I'm on TikTok or Instagram. I love y'all so much. Please be careful. Please take mental breaks. Cover your mind and your heart during this time. I love y'all. We'll be back in the corner when I be back. Okay?